The following stages and procedures are to perform a forward roof flap. Stage 1 is to make relief cuts into the roof. It is important to note that at this stage, the vehicle is stabilised, the glass removed, and the casualty protected. A logical sequence to the cutting pattern must be applied when establishing which will be the first and final cuts. The first cut is usually opposite the casualty, and where practical, furthest away. The final cut should be, where possible, closest to the casualty. For the purpose of this training, our casualty is in the driver's seat. Peel and peek into the roof lining to check for hazards and locate the front header rail prior to cutting. At the appropriate time in the cut sequence, a relief cut will be made through the cantrail on each side of the vehicle, approximately 100 mm back from the front header rail. Stage 2 is to follow the logical cutting sequence. Peel and peek into the pillars and/or roof lining to identify any hidden hazards, such as SRS firing cylinders or pretensioners, prior to making any cuts. Continue with the logical cutting sequence by cutting the first B-pillar high or low as appropriate to the vehicle and rescue plan. Remember, the final cut should be, where possible, closest to the casualty. Cut the first C-pillar high or low as appropriate to the vehicle and rescue plan. Regardless if the cut is high or low, it must be efficient with minimal cuts versus time constraints. It is important to note that as the pillars are cut around the vehicle, sufficient personnel must be allocated to support the roof from falling in on the casualty and/or rescuers. Where time and availability of rescuers permits, tie a rope from the rear of the roof, usually around a C-pillar stub or through the rear passenger handles in the roof. Then, locate the rope across the outside of the roof towards the front of the vehicle. This is to provide security from the roof falling backwards while rescuers reposition themselves. In high winds, it may be appropriate to have a rope that can also be controlled from the rear. Cut the second C-pillar high or low as appropriate to the vehicle and rescue plan. Regardless if the cut is high or low, it must be efficient with minimal cuts versus time constraints. Ensuring the hard protection is in place, cut the second B-pillar high or low as appropriate to the vehicle and rescue plan. Now make the second relief cut through the cantrail, approximately 100 mm back from the front header rail. Stage 3 is to fold the roof. Two rescuers align a crowbar across the roof between the relief cuts and pull downwards. Two rescuers holding the roof of the C-pillars lift up and fold the roof forward to a 90-degree angle. Another rescuer will maintain tension on the rope. Remove the crowbar when the roof is at approximately 90 degrees, and then continue to lower the roof in a controlled manner. Lash down the folded roof to a solid part of the vehicle or stationary object as appropriate. Cover all sharps immediately. Hazards to be aware of are: the operator finds the cutter too heavy, undeployed SRS airbags and/or pretensioners, seatbelt hanger bolts, sharp metal edges, debris striking the casualty. Rescuers supporting the roof risk crush and pinch injuries. Vehicle stabilisation. Control measures to employ are: use teamwork in lifting and using the cutter. Ensure airbags and/or pretensioners have been deactivated. Check for gas cylinders. Rescuers peel and peek to identify seatbelt mounting brackets and locations and avoid cutting in the hazard area. Cover sharp metal edges with sharps protection. This could be split PVC pipe, Kevlar padding or similar items. Use hard protection prior to commencing use of the tools. Rescuers need to be scene and technique aware. Continually check vehicle stability.